Good morning, it is day 130 and we are off to Takashi's castle. No, we're not, we're on our way to Osaka's castle, which again is down 2 lines, so we are completely well located here. Well done, me.
Yeah, and I am constantly drawn to these vending machines. I think they're absolutely amazing. And I wonder if cider is also lemonade here, because it kind of was in Korea, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Sprite, it was there.
Maybe I'll have to try some and find out. But I would like to talk about the true genius of Japan, and it is so intellectually superior to, well, me. Sometimes it actually takes me a while to figure out why things are done the way they are, but there always is a reason, and this is something we are still working on. There are 2 sets of call the elevator, and I'm not sure which one to use, and maybe I'll find out now.
So sad.
Oh, the difference between the 2?
Yeah.
Well, what is the difference between the 2?
This is only wheelchair.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, that's so
I shouldn't be pressing this one, should I?
yeah, high and low.
There we
wheelchair.
go, and it is instantly revealed. Thank you, sir. And I'm sorry, I made you miss
Made you miss your lift.
Everything is so clever here. So there we go. You ask and life answers your question. And yeah, I think we did make him quite late. We ended up having to wait, a couple of minutes for another lift. It's a busy time of day. But he took it like a man, I'm going to say. So it's hot and we're going to be out in the sun.
I know, I'm trying to think, shall I go and have another mango ice cream?
Go on, treat yourself. There we go. And I am looking forward to today. It's going to be another day of a little bit of cultural history, and I'm going to learn all about it when I get there. I know it's going to be signposted well, perhaps in multiple different languages, and it'll take me a while to decipher that. But I am enjoying Japan, and like I say, everything has a crazy efficiency to it, and it's just kind of figuring it out. And then when you do, you think, what absolute genius. Yeah, I love it. It's they really do think outside the box. Perhaps I'm just a bit of a Japanophile. My knowledge of Japan really comes from watching Abroad in Japan, a YouTube channel which I think is absolutely amazing. Chris Broad, yeah, he's got to be one of the biggest YouTubers out there, hasn't he? And yeah, British, holding the flag for us. And I have learned not to stand in the bicycle lane, although many people do. That's what almost got me nailed the other day. And what is my other reference point for Japan? Well, I guess it's through dancing. When I started watching b-boying, I'd say in the late 90s, there was a crew called Spartanic Rockers, and they were absolutely amazing. They had some legendary battles, particularly back at UK Champs, and ever since then I was kind of inspired by them. And it was their creativity and the way they approached the dance. They were technically amazing, but they all looked very different and unique. And I guess perhaps I can see where that comes from visiting Japan now. But anyway, I'm rambling.
Yeah, and his eyes are going to melt.
Oh, and I got one too, and we can't eat it on the underground, so we're going to have to do it now. Okay, there we go.
Osaka Castle, here we come. One thing to note here in the train system is that there's a lot of different train operators, and what happens is some operators name the same station with different names, so that can get really confusing. So the best thing to do is look at the number, and then you can't go wrong.
All about the numbers.
All about the numbers. Chairs are designed for you.
This is the genius of Japan right here. Well, it wasn't a desperation stop, but as I did a grand tour of the public restroom system of Seoul in particular, I thought I would have a little look and see what the subway here in Osaka was saying, and I am happy to report that it is first rate. It's really, really clean, and I have to say the design of the sinks, the design of everything's just kind of cool. Yeah, it's just, maybe it's just me, it just resonates with me, but there seems to be like this, they still embrace like a slightly blockier kind of design, or they have here anyway, and I do like that. It's retro kind of feeling, I keep saying it, but yeah, it's always reminding me of the faithful, old school, cheap as chips Casio that is a tourist's best friend, because it kind of says I haven't got any money, so there's no point in mugging me. So here we have an example of that functional blocky design that I love so much. It's like a van, but it's kind of mini at the same time. It's cool. What brand is it? Is it a Daihatsu? It's a Mitsubishi Hijet Cargo. So there we go. Another fond favourite for me from now on. Mic check, mic check. So we're going to revisit my final thought, which is, it's not my final thought, it's just my thought, and that is that Japan, you are ahead of the curve and we're on the same wavelength. I did say in South Korea they needed some music to break up the deafening silence in a restroom, and yeah, they've got a button that you can press and it will play the continual sound of running water. So yeah, they were ahead of me for sure, because it's probably been there since the 80s. You have to love the design on the manhole covers as well. That looked like one specially made for the palace which we're heading up to. So, Osaka Castle, I do like the fact you have invested in a multiple moat and gate system for that added security. Yeah, I'm looking forward to going in. We're here. Let's get to that tower and look at everything else on the way as well. So here we have the setting for a ninja assault on Osaka Castle. They're going to have to cross that, well, maximum distance of 75 metres. That's a big moat, and then they have to try and scale that wall. And there is 2 kilometres of that walling surrounding the castle. So look,
He's
here.
telling you to go.
Oh, okay, I'm allowed to go and have a look. Okay, so you fit perfectly. Yeah. Okay, so I think I get that. So I think the kind gentleman told me, I think there are 8. Are there 8 of these stones? Are there 8 in total? 8 in total of these massive megaliths, and they're absolutely huge. I think maybe they're over 4,000 tons each. I need to go and double check that on my map.
It looks like you were saying there's a curve to it.
Oh, by ship. So these were transported on barrels by ship. Okay, that is amazing. So can I film this? Can I show this to the camera? So maybe this is the secret of how the Egyptian pyramids were built, because these look bigger than those stones.
All human power.
All human power. Thank
wow.
you.
400 years ago.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank
Arigato.
Yeah, you're saying there's curvature to these stones, and yeah, you can see.
So yeah, it's not 4,000 tons. It's 50 square meters in surface area. So yeah, it's still absolutely massive. And how they move these, that's insane. They are huge. So once you've managed to get across that massive moat, you're going to be met by one of these fortified turrets. This is one of the oldest structures on the castle. It dates from the early Edo period, so around 1620 it says, and it is called the Sengan Yagura turret, and Sengan basically means worth a lot of money, so they obviously spent a fair bit of cheddar building this. I think the tourist guide was pointing me to note the irregular cuts of all the stones to account for the different sizes, which is, yeah, it's amazing, and also the angle at which it steeps upwards, and I guess that's to make it all the more, well, in fact it's probably to make it more stable and so you can build it taller. So I guess it would make it easier to climb as it's at an angle, but anyway, I don't really know. But let's have a look at this secondary moat. There's no water in this one, but yeah, still got a fair way to go before you get to that castle. We have stumbled across the Shudokan Hall. It was opened in January 1963 as a martial arts training centre, and Shudokan, it represents our desire that young people learn the right path in life by training mind and body. And look, they still have judo class, kendo class, and ginita class, pole fighting. Never heard of that. Wow, isn't that cool? There you go. I wonder how many black belts they've got knocking around through this place. So what a great sized training space. And we have a couple of big tatami mats. Well, they're individual mats, but they make up a massive space. I wonder how many judokas you have practicing on this, and I wonder how thick and soft and able to bear impact those mats are. Definitely judo is not for the faint-hearted. I'm an old jitsuka and I like to start from the floor, and if I'm rolling against a judoka, yeah, I don't want to stand up with you. I do not want to get slammed on my head.
So we've got our tickets and we did have to queue. I think I should have learned from yesterday, I should check online if we can book them online so we don't have to queue. But it was quite quick because they had a ticket office and ticket machines, and it was 600 yen, which is about £3.50.
Yeah, and if we had invested in getting that one-day subway pass, we'd have got a 60 yen discount on that.
Yeah.
And look, I
We've
have
got Matthew.
figured out what these are, and I'm going to say it's water vapour to keep you nice and cool. Oh, that's great.
Osaka Amazing Bus. Anyone who has lost Osaka Amazing Bus, please come to the information desk on the first floor.
Anyone who may think it's yours, please come to the office on the second floor.
So over there, that's Mount Tacoma again.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Is there a circus going in? Is there a circus in town?
I am preferring the traditional key to the skyline, although I can't understand it at all.
No big high-rises, modern buildings there.
As we descend, you can see that the staircase is intertwined, so you don't cross paths going up and down. True Japanese ingenuity, I'm going to say. And we're not allowed to take pictures on the 3rd and 4th floor. I think that's because they're exhibitions. But let's see what the 7th floor is saying.
We're okay here, we're okay here.
Okay, Sarah might get some sneaky pics in.
Always. Tribes. The different tribes. I wonder how deep that is. Microphone.
And behind me, the magnificent main tower here at Osaka Castle. It was the brainchild of the revered ruler of the time, Hideyoshi Toyotomi, who managed to dominate the era of rival warlords. In 1583, this was conceived of as a strong point from which to rule all the lands, and this tower, it was completed in 1585. It has been destroyed twice by fire, and its latest incarnation was funded by the people of Osaka in 1931, and it now stands as a museum. So it's not original, but it looks amazing. Inside, it's been very sympathetically done, and it houses magnificent exhibitions, and there is a great viewing platform up there at the top, and you can see why they chose this spot. It is a defensive position, and yeah, it's great. Definitely get a little look round a little bit of the ancient feudal era of Japan.
I really enjoyed looking around the exhibition of the castle. The artefacts that I did want to film, you weren't allowed to because that was on the 5th and 6th floor, I think it was.
4th and 3rd and 4th, I'm going to say.
Oh,
So
yeah.
were you filming the good stuff then? Maybe
No,
you did get it.
I didn't. I was good, but they had some really interesting and well designed helmets. But I also did enjoy the little storyboard. I forgot which level it was, but they were like little storyboard, but it had holograms, and it was really interesting. That was really.
Some extras got some money for doing that recreation storyboard. Yeah, acting.
Yeah, but
Painful.
the view.
I've done a bit of that. I was an Egyptian king for a day once.
Oh,
Man, that was embarrassing.
When you're a dancer, you always do that extra work. But the views at the top were stunning, like 360-degree view of the whole entire Osaka city, and it's pretty big, the city. I didn't realise. It's a super hot day today. The umbrella's up, but obviously I want you to enjoy that view, and those vending machines come in very handy. So they have the Haagen-Dazs ice cream, drinks, more drinks, continuation of drinks, other flavours, and then you come around here, you've got more fizzies. So much choice. Now where do I go? So we've both decided to go for the peach tea, and it's 160 yen, and across the board 140, 160, 110, so it's like less than £1. So yeah, really, really reasonable. There are a few little 210s, but again, that's like, I don't know, £1 20p, so super cheap. It's funny how your questions get answered pretty much immediately, because this morning I asked him, I was like, there is a big like drinking culture in Asia, not alcohol drinking, but you know, or maybe that kind of drinking as well, but everywhere you go they're always selling you soft drinks, bubble tea, there's vending machines, there's street stalls, and yeah, I realised why, because it's hot, and this is probably about my 5th drink today, so that is why. Do, 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 do. Announcement.
Yeah.